If you're watching this on your iPhone, then you aren't an ISTP. Everyone knows ISTPs prefer to get down and dirty with Android. This video was suggested by a few people, actually. If you want to help me pick what type to tell you you're not next, comment down below. ISTP stands for Introverted Sensing, Thinking, and Perceiving. And chances are, a lot of people relate to that. They're the virtuoso, or the rogue type as I like to call them. They're the lone action hero who might secretly be a villain. So it makes sense that you'd want to be the handy rogue. But in this video, I have 7 reasons you aren't an ISTP. So without further ado, let's get started. You have perfectly painted nails. If you ever see an ISTP with painted nails, it's because they lost a bet. ISTPs just don't care about their appearance all that much. If it works, who cares? And also, an ISTP manicure would be ruined in 3.14 seconds. ISTPs love to get their hands dirty. If you say something is true to an ISTP, they're going to need to try it for themselves first. They're not going to take your word for it. Basically, until ISTP gets to the moon landing was a hoax. After all, if they really went to the moon, why didn't they bring back any cheese? Just rocks. Sus much? ISTPs think with their hands. And if their hands are pretty, they ain't thinking. This unfortunately means that ISTPs are going to often have some dirty hands. But they don't care because you care what other people think. ISTPs are loners. Trench coats are pretty much the only thing in their wardrobe. You might think that's tacky, but guess what? ISTPs care about your opinions as much as they care about instructions. So, not at all. The way they see it is they have their own thoughts in life. So, why should they care about yours? Now, don't get me wrong. They're not complete sociopaths. They care about their friends and family. But if you have some critical thoughts about them, you better have something to back it up, other than you just don't like it. Because guess what? ISTPs do, and it's their life. You ask for help. The last time an ISTP asked for help, you know what? I can't think of a time. I mean, ISTPs have been cutting their own hair for years. It's why they wear a hat. ISTPs are the ultimate DIYers. Why would they let you do it wrong when they could do it wrong themselves? ISTPs can get so stubborn about doing things themselves, they won't even ask Google Maps. Or they'll outright ignore the directions, because their way is faster. ISTPs might listen to your advice and even try it, but this is only after they've tried everything they can think of. ISTPs just take pride in fixing things themselves, or more likely, breaking things themselves. If half of your home appliances aren't broken, can you really call yourself an ISTP? You have strong emotions. Like all TI DOMs, ISTPs are secretly robots. What are these emotion things? ISTPs just don't like to linger in their feelings too much. Or really at all. Like, what's the purpose of crying? You're wasting water, obstructing your own vision, and possibly wasting Kleenex. Like, how is it helpful? No other animal cries. Emotions can also get in the way of the most obvious solutions. So yeah, ISTPs just ignore them. You follow the leader. If there's one thing ISTPs don't do, it's doing as they're told. It doesn't matter what an ISTP is doing or building. They're going to throw out the manual because manuals are for stupid people and cars. They prefer to gear shift on their own because only one robot will be transitioning the gear in their car. If you tell an ISTP to do something, they're going to do the opposite. Now, okay, I guess in some circumstances, ISTPs might follow orders. Like, if your idea is a good one, which is unlikely, and doing it your way is the most optimal, which is even less likely. But sure, in that extremely rare scenario, an ISTP might follow your lead. You keep a strict schedule. As we've already established, ISTPs don't follow a leader. Screw Simon. And this goes double for past ISTP. It doesn't matter who tells them what to do, they're going to ignore it. An ISTP may have a to-do list, or actually more of a may-do list, because ISTPs are always willing to change their plans. I mean, if something better comes along, why wouldn't they take it? Sticking with your original plan just sounds stupid. And an ISTP's may-do list isn't going to be very specific. You're not going to see 6:30:01, open eyes. 6:30:02, look at clock and wish to sleep more. 6:30:15, realize it's time to get up anyway. The only time you're going to see a time an ISTP's may-do list is if they have an appointment, which is kind of rare because seeking a professional means you're asking for help. You are pliable. ISTPs are well known for their stubbornness. Can you imagine an ISTP Taurus? They'd be so stubborn they wouldn't get out of the way of a train. Now, this isn't because ISTPs are jerks who will never change their mind. ISTPs think a lot, usually with their hands. If an ISTP makes a decision, and making a decision can take an ISTP a while, you can bet it's the best decision they can make. So if you're going to try to change their mind, you better demonstrate why your idea is better. An ISTP can change, but they're going to want to try it first, because ISTPs need to test drive everything. So you still think you're an ISTP? If you want to watch next week's video right now, you can by joining my Patreon for just a few bucks. Or you can watch my video about telling the difference between ISTPs or INTPs. Thanks for watching, special thanks to my patrons, and I'll catch you guys all next time.